The Avengers radio series, a cultural phenomenon in South Africa back in the 1970s. South Africa was a country with no national television service. It wasn't until 1976 that the country would get its first taste of television broadcasts. But before that, radio was the primary medium of entertainment and information for the masses. This was the context when The Avengers, a British spy-fi series, made its debut on South African radio and became a cultural phenomenon. The Avengers was a British television series that originally aired from 1961 to 1969. The show revolved around the adventures of John Steed, a suave and sophisticated secret agent, and his various female associates. The series was a unique blend of traditional spy thriller elements with science fiction and fantasy, which set it apart from other shows of its time. While the series was hugely popular in the UK and had also made a significant impact in the American markets, being one of the rare British series given a network transmission slot, it was virtually unknown in South Africa. This was primarily due to the lack of a national television service in the country until 1976. However, as a film series, The Avengers was able to gain some exposure in South Africa through film rentals. But it was the launch of the radio series that truly brought The Avengers to the masses in South Africa. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net. 21st Precinct, aka 21st Precinct and 21st Precinct, was a police drama broadcast on CBS Radio from July 7, 1953, to July 26, 1956. It was initially a summer replacement for My Friend Irma. The program was produced in cooperation with the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of the City of New York and presented adaptations from true criminal records in New York. From the policeman's point of view. Historically, the 21st Precinct had been located near Gramercy Park in Manhattan, but in 1929 the department reorganized the precinct numbering, and the 21st designation was dropped from use. No such precinct existed during the show's run, nor does a 21st exist today. However, the fictional precinct's territory corresponds closely to that of the Upper East Side's 23rd Precinct as it has existed since 1929. Stanley Niss was the producer-writer-director. The role of Precinct Captain Frank Kennelly was played by Everett Sloane for the first 109 episodes and briefly in episode 135. During episode 109, Captain Frank Kennelly was promoted to Deputy Inspector and reassigned out of the 21st Precinct. He was replaced by Captain Cronin James Gregory, 1955-56, and Les Damon, 1956. Other cast regulars were Ken Lynch as Lieutenant Matt King, Harold Stone as Sergeant Waters, Jack Arissa as Sergeant Collins, and Santos Ortega as Lieutenant Gorman. The program's announcer began the program's opening each week. 21st Precinct. It's just lines on a map of the city of New York. Most of the 173,000 people wedged into the 9/10 of a square mile between Fifth Avenue and the East River wouldn't know, if you asked them, that they lived or worked in the 21st. Whether they know it or not, the security of their persons, their homes, and their property is the job of the men of the 21st. At that point the lead actor would complete the introduction. The 21st Precinct. 160 patrolmen, 11 sergeants and 4 lieutenants of whom I'm the boss. My name is Kennelly. Frank Kennelly. I'm captain in command of the 21st. Art Hanna, Bob Hill, and Hugh Holder were the program's announcers. The series was produced by John Ives. It was usually directed and written by Stanley Niss. Another source lists Niss as producer. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.
Here now for the second time winners of the Peabody Award are Bob and Ray.
You're not doing it right, Wally.
Well, it's confusing to me.
Well, at least you're not saying we're two characters of any zany thing.
Here now are two characters of many characters.
No, please. We've all heard that. Well, anyway.
Well, here's the Bob and Ray show.
Right, and you're Bob Elliott sitting there very quietly.
Yes, I am.
And I'll be Ray Goulding then, because that's the choice left, right?
And this will be our theme. Starting with Pierre Chateau Brion, our conductor, yesterday after the show. He was saying he doesn't think we'll let him play enough of that. He doesn't have a chance to show off musically all he can do.
Well, he probably is correct because I think rarely do we permit more than 10 or 15 seconds of that to go.
Yeah.
Pierre, I think maybe before the end of this year, we'll play that in its entirety. What do you think of
That's
that?
a good idea. I think that would
You know, I don't know whether you've noticed, but there's a little difference. Oh, wait a second. Here comes Kirby Ayers. Hey, good to see Curb. Curb, you remember, is CBS's staff accordionist or morale builder who goes from studio to studio, office to office, floor to floor, serenading those workers hard at their tasks.
I wondered if I could put my accordion down just a minute and chat with you fellas.
All right, Kirby, sure. I think it's been the first time we've had an opportunity to really talk to you.
Well, I just...
Did you ever get your shirt caught in the pleats of that accordion? I've often wondered about that.
No, many people have asked me that before.
Yeah.
I never have.
What do you tip the scales at, Curb?
I weigh 179.
Well, 7.5. Well, that's about right for your size. 3 feet. What is it, 8?
Yes.
Sure.
7.5.
3 feet, 7.5. Did you have a nice...
Everybody's making up their Christmas lists these days.
Oh, I imagine they are. And do we have your name spelled right?
A-Y-R-E-S.
No, we have it A-I-R-E-S. Like an heirs.
Well, it doesn't matter much.
It'll get to you anyway.
Yes.
A-Y-E-R.
A-Y-E-R-S, I'm told.
Well, that's the way Lou spells his name, so how could you spell yours that way, Curb?
What?
I say Lou,
Lou who?
Lou Ayres spells his name that way, but how could you do it? Oh, I suppose, are you any relation to
Not
Lou?
that I know of, no.
Jim? No. Okay.
Heard of him, yes.
You have. He's in the movies, you know.
In the movies, yes.
Mm-hmm. Kirby, you're old
I believe
now.
he plays the accordion.
You're practically in your dotage, aren't you? Where'd you get those high button-up shoes? I haven't seen those since I was up in Maine.
They're very comfortable, oddly enough.
They look
a little more work to when you get dressed in the morning.
See, you've cut out a little bit of the side of my little toe there. What's that?
That's a bunion there.
Oh. Well,
I do a lot of walking in the course of the day.
Sure you do. Okay, Kirby, we should run along now because we have to get along to important things.
Righto.
Not that this wasn't important.
Always glad to brighten your day.
Right.
Cheer you up a little bit.
Wonderful little morale builder, Kirby Ayres. And now, Wally Ballou is standing by in a small town where he's all set to talk with somebody, I'm sure, of importance there. So come in, please, Wally Ballou.
Sitting on the main street of Sweetwater, Vermont, where preparations for Christmas 1959 are well underway. Christmas, not only in the manner of people shopping busily from store to the other store, but the decorations that are going to make this town stand out as one of northern Vermont's most picturesque, scenic places to visit. I'm going to chat with a couple of passers-by here if I can. Do I have enough wire there, engineer, to move down the block a little way?
Yeah, about enough to go down the block.
Seems to be a crowd of 2 or 3 people down there near the front of the drugstore, and I wonder if I could speak to you, sir, on the radio.
All right, sure. Fenton Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're a native of Sweetwater, are you?
No, I'm a native of Bellows Falls, and I moved over here many years ago.
Certainly was a good choice on your part. If you had to make a move,
I'll not let the folks at Bellows Falls.
No, well, we plan to cover that portion of the territory sometime soon, too. But we did want to ask something about these decorations, or the decoration that's going up here in the center of Sweetwater. Could you tell us anything about it?
Well, we were this year handicapped by a low budget. The Board of Selectmen here in Sweetwater got together week Tuesday and said that they didn't think that we should spend too much money on our Christmas street decorations. Now, being chairman of that board, I hardly agreed.
Would you excuse me just a minute?
What has happened?
Would you excuse me just a minute while I tell Bob and Ray back in New York they have no promotional announcement for this show, and they better start looking for it. Now, what were you saying, Mr. Smith?
I was saying that I went along with the idea that we ought to cut little expenses, but they went further, and they cut it to the bone. And I'm a little shocked to being chairman now of the decoration committee to be confronted with this problem.
You mean the Board of Selectmen?
They gave me 50 cents to decorate the town.
Well, how could you possibly decorate?
Well, you can't. Now, what I've done is I bought some icicles, and I'm going to put them on the red light up here.
Some of those tinsel paper icicles?
That's it, and that's about the end of it. And every once in a while, I have this little bell, and when I'm on duty here at my store, I own the store.
Oh, fine.
If I see a car go by, I'll go out the door and do that.
How many times a day would you say you ring that little bell, like?
Well, of course, if I'm making a prescription, I won't.
You don't bother with
I'm
it.
just not going to bother. But if I'm standing around looking at the book display, for instance, those paper books,
yes,
and I see a car coming, then I might shoot out and ring the bell as the car goes by.
I think there is a car coming way down the end of the
I'd
street
like to hire a high school kid, put him in here, but I don't think I can afford to do that.
Well,
wait a minute, there's a car going by.
Yes. There's Mr. Smith ringing his bell as the car goes by in a fine gesture of Christmas spirit here in Sweetwater,
Merry Christmas
Vermont.
to you, Mr. Ballou, and to all your friends back in the big city where you come from.
That's New York, sir.
Yes.
And Merry Christmas to you, and I hope we'll get up here again soon.
Good.
Now this is radio's Wally Ballou, two-time winner of several Diction Awards in a row, returning you to New York.
He's in trouble again on that several times in a row and all that.
Self in trouble.
Sure. Gee, we have some bad news. Natalie Attired is sitting over here just nodding, and she can't say anything because of her throat. She has a sore throat, laryngitis or something, I guess. Is that it?
Not going to be able to do a song say today, Nat?
She's nodding no. Well, Eddie is here, and Eddie, according to this note that she's handed me, you're going to say a song and
try to fill
yourself.
Natalie Attired's shoes.
Well, that should rather be easy. She wears, about a 5, and you must be 11 and a half.
Yeah.
You got real big dogs. But I know what you meant is only a figure of speech. I hardly doubt if you can fill her shoes.
Well, I'm going to try.
Okay, well, let's...
But I think you have a word first, don't you?
Oh, all right.
Gifts that's by Yardley, almost Christmas, no time to lose. Lots and lots of gifts to choose. Is it too late? Hardly. Give her a gift set by Yardley.
For the man who's just a little choosy, there's a wide range of all-new Yardley gifts from $1.50 to $10. For instance, there's the after-shaving lotion and cologne combination, just $2.65. And there's the big handsome set of shaving foam, invisible talc, after-shaving lotion, and cologne for $5.50. All prices plus tax. Yardley at all fine stores.
Give her a gift set by Yardley.
Boy, when he hears Pierre, that is, a rich arrangement like that, doesn't he bristle with jealousy?
Just stands there with a frown on his face.
Oh, come on, Pierre. You could do the same thing if you worked, hard enough. Or I guess maybe if we gave you more time on the show to show us your musical abilities. What were we talking about?
Eddie was going to try and...
Yeah. You all set, Eddie?
Yes, I guess so.
Do you know the words and everything?
No.
You want a music stand now for your words or for the drum? Or
no, I won't.
You want to sit down and play the drum?
I have my assistant drummer, Lloyd, with me.
I know.
Say hello, Lloyd.
Hello, Lloyd.
See, when I do the singing the songs, why, Lloyd accompanies me.
Oh, I see. Okay, then, Lloyd, if you would, please.
I'm going to say Santa Claus is coming to town.
Sorry, sir.
It's okay, Lloyd. You better not shout. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Great, Eddie, so far. You sound a little like Jimmy Cagney. Go on.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake.
Really, you sound like Jimmy Cagney.
What's that, Lloyd?
I don't know. I say
Lloyd said I sound like Jimmy Cagney.
Jimmy Cagney sounds like.
Well, that's all I know of the song, anyway.
Oh, well, I'll just wrap it up with a little roll.
Right. Thanks, Lloyd.
Well, thank you all. Very nice indeed. And you do have a little Jimmy Cagney there. Whoa. I detected just a bit of it.
Just a hint of it.
And now, celebrity chases. Dramatized incidents in the lives of people who have been touched by others more elegant and well-known than themselves.
Taxi over here.
Where to, mister? Where you going?
Back up to where I'm standing, driver. There's plenty of room for you to park.
Well, can't you walk up here, mister?
What for? You overshot me by a good 30 feet.
Oh, for Pete's sake, all right. Stay where you are, I'll back up.
Yeah, that's better.
For you it is, mister.
Can't seem to open the door here, driver.
Well, are you pressing on the handle?
Yes, I don't seem to be getting anywhere.
Well, pull up on it like you're supposed to. Up.
No, good. It doesn't work. Maybe you can lean over from the front seat and reach the inside handle.
No, I've tried that lots of times. My hands fall short by about 9 inches. Why should it be any different today?
Well, can't you get out and open the door for me?
Why?
No, none of that now.
You want me to get out of this cab?
Right, I want you to get out and open the door.
All right. I'll get out. You look like the kind of guy that might report me.
No, you're the first taxi driver I've ever seen on a sidewalk. Now, would you mind opening the door?
That didn't look very hard, did it, mister? Now get in. That's it.
I'd like to go to,
All right. What you do with it?
Do with what?
When I got out of the cab just now, my trip card was laying right in the seat next to me. It had a rubber band around it, the pencil underneath the rubber band. What you do with it?
Well, what do I want all that stuff for?
Look, I'll turn out the lights in the cab. You put it back, and we'll forget it ever happened.
Well, what use would I have for your trip card?
Look, somebody had to take it. Why would I want to steal my old trip card? I use it all the time.
Well, maybe the last passenger you had in your cab took it for some reason.
Oh, yeah? You know who was in this taxi before you?
Who?
Walter Slazak. Now, you tell me. What use would a fine gentleman like that have for a trip card?
I will be back with an appropriate word in just 10 seconds.
And now the appropriate word would seem to be so long for now. And until tomorrow, this is Ray Goulding, reminding you to write if you get work.
Bob Elliott, till Monday, inviting you to hang by your thumbs.
Have a nice weekend, dear.
This is the CBS Radio Network. CBS Radio Network.